Over the steps on how to change a thermostat, and in this application we're going to take a regular thermostat, a manual thermostat, and change it to a digital one that is programmable. So the first step is you want to make sure you shut off the power to your furnace, so turn the switch right at the furnace, and then in this type of thermostat we have two small screws that hold the main body on the mounting plate, so you need a small slotted screwdriver. And I'm just going to loosen it up on both sides, and I've already turned off the electric at the furnace, and it was just a switch, and it looks like this has 3 screws, and this is a pretty standard thermostat here. And so the first step is to just remove the outer part of the body. When you're picking up your new thermostat, make sure you look at the packaging, because some are heat only, and if you have central air, you're looking for a thermostat that says heat and cooling. So now that we've removed the main body of the thermostat, we have, in this case, because we have heat and cooling, we have 4 wires in this system, and we need to mark each one of these wires. You have 4 screw terminals, and each one is marked with a different letter. This one has an R next to it, this one has a W next to it, and the color of the wire may not match that letter. So it's very important as we take each wire off that we mark it, and we want to hook up the new thermostat exactly like the old one was hooked up. So a lot of thermostats are actually going to come with a little labeling scheme, and you can pull off these labels and just connect it to the wire. So it's just very convenient, and if they don't have this in there, just take a little masking tape and label each wire. So to make it easier to label these wires, I'm just going to remove the back of the old thermostat, and this looks like it's held in just by 2 screws. And now I'm going to have access to the wires, and I'll label each one as I disconnect it from here. So for instance, this first screw terminal is marked with an R, and so I'm just going to mark that wire with an R and then unscrew it. So I removed the back of the old thermostat, and I marked the screw terminals that the wires will go to in the new thermostat. And this one's kind of interesting because they actually put an electrical box here, and so I'm going to be able to screw the new back to that electrical box. But if you didn't have that, then you can just screw it into the wall. You can use wall anchors and regular sheet metal screws or wood screws. So now I'm just going to connect this to the box, and then we'll connect the wires. So for this thermostat, rather than screw terminals, we actually have a block that has little set screws. So in this case, what we're going to do is straighten these wires out, and then I'm going to cut them to 3/8 inches long, and then I'm going to line up each wire in each slot that matches its letter. So the 4 wires are connected, and in this case, because it operates heat and cold, there's a little wire jumper that goes from RH to RC. We're going to leave that in place, and then I just connected the wire that says R on it to the RH, and that's going to send power to RH and RC. So it's that simple. Now we'll put the main body onto the base here, and then we'll turn it on. So for this thermostat, we had to add 2 batteries, and then the posts here are just going to plug in to this block where our wiring goes. And so it's just a matter of lining it up and snapping it in place. Now I'll turn the electric back on at the furnace itself. So I'll just turn the fan on to test it, and the furnace is working. So it's a very easy do-it-yourself project. The key things are just make sure you turn off the electric to the furnace before you start. Don't let the wires touch each other, and then make sure you label each wire before you remove it.